Dear friends, there has been considerable expansion of technical education in the recent past. This expansion has deteriorated the quality and standards of technical education in our country. Our students are not finding gainful employment. The teaching learning process in majority of technical institutions is theoretical and bookish. Our instructions in the technical institutions are not linked with the workbench requirements. So today we are going to discuss an important theme, that is linking instructional process with the world of work. So for bringing qualitative improvement in the system of technical education, we have to understand the term called concept of use. Friends, concept of use is a new term which has to take root in the system of technical education in India. What is this concept of use? If we want to bring qualitative improvement, for bringing qualitative improvement, the shift has to take place from front end loading teaching learning process to develop learning to learn skills. You know what is happening is teacher is teaching and students are passively listening. What happens is that the teacher keep on speaking what the teacher had taught, the students are going to forget it moment sufficient quantity of it is going to be forgotten moment the student go out of the classroom situation. Therefore, what we are saying here is that the shift of the teaching learning process should be directed towards developing learning to learn skills. Learning to learn skills is student centered. It means there must be tutorials, there must be drawing classes, there must be workshop experiences, there must be project work. All this is there, but it is not being given the seriousness it deserves. So further, the concept of use means the transfer of knowledge and skills acquired in the classroom to the application of productive activities being of interest to the industry as well as to the learners. This means if you have to imbibe the concept of use in the teaching learning process, the knowledge and skills which we are imparting to the students should be able to transfer this knowledge and skills in solving some practical problems, in doing certain activities with it. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now therefore, to promote this concept, you find towards this end, that means if we want to achieve the development or transfer skills in the students, towards this end the teacher is the manager of instructions, the taught is the beneficiary and the employer is the user of our products. They must make an entrepreneurial effort which is output oriented, measurable in terms of money and time towards a defined goal. It means the employers, the teachers and students should make an entrepreneurial effort to do something which is of interest to all of these people. Is it clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
So therefore, now the very basis of teaching learning process should be that it must be relevant, and the knowledge and skills which we impart to the students should be in such a manner that students are able to utilize the knowledge and skills given to them in doing some productive activities. This is what is said here. Now there is a second aspect of this. Now what is a very important thing said here? To make teaching learning process meaningful and motivating, the learner need to be involved in such tasks that are open-ended, challenging and have direct relevance to real life situation. This means, you see, it should be very clear to you. You must understand it very well. To make teaching and learning meaningful and motivating, it is not important that you keep on teaching. Students will forget it, whatever you are teaching it. The learner need to be involved, the student need to be involved in such tasks that are open-ended. There is not one answer, there are a number of answers. They must be given certain problems which are open-ended, have challenge before them, and thereby are and is of direct relevance to real life situation. Therefore, the classroom instruction should be such which has a direct relevance to the world of work. Therefore, the learning should be viewed both as a product and process. Something must come out from the teaching learning process. Every lesson, the student must acquire certain knowledge and skills which they are able to use for doing something with it. They may be able to solve a practical a tutorial assignment. They must be able to, if they are given a home assignment, they should be able to perform the home assignment. If they are given a laboratory assignment, they should be able to perform the laboratory assignment and ultimately find out the result of the assignment, why they have performed that experiment. So, they must be able to interpret the test results, they must be able to conceptualize the drawing work which is given to them. What is happening at the moment is the teacher is all the time concerned in passing information to the students, and information is therefore going to be forgotten. It means teachers must use strategies by which the student must be active, the students must be active, and they are able to apply the knowledge and skills given to them in solving practical problems of life. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, there is a model which we have to follow in making linking the instructional process with the world of work. We have devised a model after number of years of experience. Now, this model is like this. We will slowly and slowly study this model, very slowly and slowly. You come with me and don't see the framework once for all. Look at what I am telling you. So, this is the world of work. This is the world of work. Now, what is expected is that all of us, the teachers, we must go to the world of work oftenly. Say at the end of a semester or at the end of a year, we must go to the world of work, and as a deliberate attempt. The head of the department and all the teachers of the department must go to the world of work, and they must see what is happening in the world of work. Here you see new educational needs. Keeping in view the requirement of the world of work, they must find out what are the new things we should add or we should teach to the students. Every year, the faculty, that means the head of the department along with all the faculty, they must move to the world of work to find out new educational needs. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So, when they find out the new educational needs, they should come to the institutions. Now, they should find out, discuss amongst themselves, identification of technology development in the world of work. It means now the faculty must discuss that these are the new things which have come to the world of work. For example, CNC machines are being used now. The miniaturization is coming. Computer is coming in a big way. So, the teachers must find out what are the missing links in our program, and they should identify those technologies which need to be included into the curriculum. You understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now, from here we must identify, here in this block, identification of competency profile of technical manpower. Now, when the teachers from the world of work explore that these are the technological development taking place, they must now find out what effect it is going to make onto the technical manpower profile. That means, if the computer is coming, we must find out to what extent we are going to teach computers. If they find that the manufacturing process is changing, what changes they should bring into the technical manpower profile, what knowledge and skills should be given to them. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, once we know the technical manpower profile, these two things will help us in curriculum planning. That means, what are the new things we should add into the existing curricula. Once your curriculum document is ready, then that is now implemented. The technical institutions are carrying out the teaching learning process. Lecture work is going on, some tutorial work is going on, there are laboratory experiences being given, workshop experiences are being given, there is a project work, and there is some industrial training. So, this is called instructional process. The problem is that the instructional process is not being planned properly. If the instructional process is planned properly, we will be able to develop those competencies in the students which are required by the world of work. You must be seeing internet today. The internet tells you, we can give you a job, here is a job, please tell how you can earn the business, how you can increase the business. If the students are able to say that I can increase the business by in this and this way, then there is a job for you, job for our students. Now, thereby this instructional process, though everything is there in the curriculum, one of the problem is it is being dominated by theory, and practical skills are not being given the seriousness it deserves. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Sir, day by day, sir, we had, sir, the same old technique, sir, like, sir, in the presently books, sir, the same old technique, sir, like diode, semiconductor, everything we had, sir, basics things. Sir, but, sir, as the technique is day by day increasing, or, sir, having, sir, changed, sir, so, sir, every day, sir, every year we have to change the books, every year we have to change the pattern.
Yes, yes. Yes, you are right. I fully agree with you. The curriculum, there is a syllabus, and the teachers are repeating that syllabus. What is required is that to add something new into the curriculum depending upon the requirements of the day. Once,
but the basics is, sir, in the books, sir. If we know the basics,
yes,
sir, then we can have, sir, anything, we can manufacture anything.
Yes.
Sir, suppose we have the basic of some machine or anything, and we can manufacture much more efficient machine with that basic. If we are knowing, sir, if we know that presently, sir, suppose any machine, sir, we have.
Yes.
Sir, if we know that machine, sir, then we can manufacture much more larger efficiently. Sir.
Yes, that means what he is saying is, and I agree with him, that the concepts, basic concepts, principles and practices must be taught to the students. Now, suppose you teach these things to the students, and if you don't allow them to practice, these things are going to be forgotten. What the teacher is teaching by verbal mode, these things are going to be forgotten. What I am saying is that the student need to practice on it. They need to be given tutorial experiences. They need to be given well directed laboratory experiences. They need to be given manufacturing practice in the workshops. They must be given project work, so that they are able to apply the totality of the knowledge and skill gained in solving a practical problem. Now, if we don't allow the students to perform, the teaching learning process become teacher centered. It will not be able to deliver the results. Now, therefore, in the teaching learning process, some change must go to imbibe the concept of use. Concept of use means applying the knowledge and skills gained in solving practical problems. Is it clear? Yes. Now, thereby, what should happen? When we give the basics in the first year, after first year or so, we must expose the students, we must take the student to the workbench or the world of work. We must take the student for an expository phase. We must expose the student to see the size and scale of operations. We must show them what is the kind of material being used. We must show them what are the different kinds of processes being used. We must show them how the people take their food. What is the working environment in an industry? That means, in the first year, let us understand the basic knowledge and skills of the discipline. Then in the second year, beginning of second year, we must take the student to the work sites, say one medium scale industry, one small scale industry, one large scale industry. Each teacher is taking 5 to 6 students for a period of 3 to 4 days. Now these students are explained by the teachers, shown by the teachers the type of technology in use, how the people are working in the industry, what are the type of materials being used, what are the different kind of processes are being used, and what is the total industrial climate. It is a kind of exposure, we call it exposure, expository phase. Now until this exposure is there, the student will not know what is the industry like. So there should be a deliberate attempt of taking the students for couple of days to see the world of work, so that when they come back they understand that what is being taught in the second and subsequent years is of relevance. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So, yes?
Sir, we have to perform also, sir, in the industry, sir.
First is the expository phase. Expository phase means to see what is happening in the world of work, because at the second year level they cannot do anything. At just the beginning of second year they cannot do anything. Now there is normally a doubt why the people are not allowed to handle the machines. Well, the question is, are the students capable of handling the machines?
No,
So students are not able to handle the machines. So this question is absurd.
sir, but sir, the machine is compact. Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, whatever they are learning, sir, that is everything is in the machine. That is compact. Sir,
Yes.
they cannot see. So then, how can they, sir, able to realize what is actually inside the machine?
A very good question. At this moment is, we are not worrying about what is the machine inside, how the machine is working. That's not the objective. The objective is to show the students a large scale industry, a small scale industry, and a medium scale industry. Show that what is happening inside, what is the size and scale of operations. See what kind of materials are used, see what kind of technology is used, just to familiarize them with the world of work, so that when they go to the second year and subsequent years, the students are able to perform better. So it is not a excursion to see without any planning. Teachers, along with the teachers, each teacher is having 5 to 6 students with him, expose him to the work environment. Suppose I want to manufacture this pen, I must explain the process, I must show the process, then you will understand it better, you will learn it better. Now thereby, so first phase is the expository phase, that is, expose the student to the world of work, which is not happening at present. And what is happening is, the students are sent to the industry, and taken to the industry like an excursion. We are not aiming at that. There must be a deliberate attempt at the part of the department that every teacher take 5 to 6 students for a period of 3 to 4 days, say minimum 1 week time, to expose them to what is happening in the world of work. Then you will learn better. Now when you continue your education here, say second year or so and so forth, you find this yellow slot here. This yellow slot is nothing but application phase. This means task oriented workbench involvement. Yellow phase means task oriented workbench involvement. This means when you have learned first year, second year, now you have attained some knowledge and skills. So based on the knowledge and skills which you have obtained, now the teacher must pose you some problems, they must keep you free, that now you solve these 5 problems or 4 problems. You go to this industry which is planned in advance. It is not placing students in the industry like conventional industrial training. There are 4 to 5 problems which you can identify according to your taste, he can identify according to his taste. So each teacher, whatever subject they were teaching, they should identify number of problems, identify those problems, type it out those problems and give to the students. Each problem should be such that the student is able to solve in 1 week. So you go with 4 problems in a company, and now you solve that problem of that company. For example, if there is a company where electricity wastage is too much, in our country 30% electricity waste is there, you are sent with a purpose that you go to a particular industry, you manage the electricity consumption in the industry and try to reduce the consumption in the industry as a part of your program. So 1 month you are free, 4 weeks you are free to do a kind of minor project work or apply the knowledge and skills which has been taught to you in solving simple problems. So each student develops competencies now, when he is exposed here, it does not mean industry, it does not mean all the time. You can do it in the college also. You can do in the industry. What you infer by industry is all the time you are relating it to bigger industries. A small industries, your own institutions, you should be kept now. No teaching in the 4 weeks out of the 16 weeks should be student centered activity or a minor project work in which you are supposed to solve 4 problems, and you solve those 4 problems, you will develop confidence that I can solve now 4 problems. What is happening is we are not giving time to our students for this purpose. All the time teacher is teaching. He has felt in his mind that his teaching is more important. He does not realize that what is more important is development of learning to learn skills in you, development of concept of use, that is the knowledge and skills which he has taught. He must see, can he apply the knowledge and skills in the classroom situation? That he does not put in effort. So somewhere in the middle, as yellow slot you find here, the teacher should keep the student free now. And give free does not mean that they will go in the shopping center and waste their time. They have 4 problems. They cannot appear in the examination until they solve those 4 problems. Now many teachers have asked me, sir, if we leave them free, they will forget whatever we have taught them. Now I normally ask them, then what you have taught them? If whatever you have taught them is going to be forgotten, then what you have taught them? So it is this practice which we are not giving to our students, that give certain tasks to them, independent tasks to them, and measure their performance on performance of those tasks. If they are able to do those tasks, it means you have taught well. This is the actual examination of students. This paper pencil type of examination does not lead anywhere. So this is your final examination. Actually you need not to conduct the second year examination. This is your examination.
Yes,
do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Now therefore,
sir, this means that our time for diploma has to be, sir, increased, sir, or sir, the duration is for 3 years.
Huh.
Sir, by your, sir, the education work linking effective circularism, sir, then this means that our time should be increased, sir.
no, it means that until the teacher teaches, it means until you teach, the problem cannot be solved. It is not that problem. What I am saying is, and it means you have to change your mindset. Are you interested in teaching and getting the students are going to forget whatever you are going to teach, or are you going to develop learning to learn skills in the student so that they have confidence for gainful employment? It is not my teaching. You plan your 12 weeks in such a way so that 4 weeks the students are going to practice whatever you have taught them. Let them work on the machine shop. Some students say, sir, I cannot prepare drawing by making use of computer. Okay, beta, you prepare drawings by making use of computers now. 4 weeks you do that. A student says, sir, I am very weak in manufacturing process. Okay, 4 weeks you work in the shop independently under the guidance of your instructors. So the time for thinking, after teaching certain period of time, the time is not being given to our students. So what I was mentioning to you, as a process, if we want to link the instruction, with the world of work, the first phase is the expository phase. Expose the student to the world of work. It should be in the beginning of the years. The second phase is application phase, that is applying the knowledge and skills gained by the students in solving practical problems. And the final phase should be red block you see here. It is mentioned here, transfer phase, that is problem solving oriented workbench involvement. Now the final semester, 50% of the time of the final semester should be solving a problem, doing something new, something creative. The teachers had taught. The program should be such that in 8 weeks in the final semester, your syllabus is finalized, finished. Now rest of the time, you give a problem to the student that he does something new, either in the industry or to the institution. It does not matter again. But what is new which the student is going to do? He has a different taste, he has a different taste, I have a different taste. Will the system allow me to do something constructive, something new, something innovative, for which I develop the R&D faculties in my mind. That is not happening. Again, all the time we are teaching and teaching and teaching. We do not allow the student to do something new into the shops or into the laboratories or into the world of workout. So what happens is that once you have adopted this approach, exposure oriented workbench involvement, task oriented workbench involvement, and problem solving workbench involvement, you will find that the students will develop confidence in within himself, that he is able to say, I can do this, I can do this, and I can do this. And this is what the industry wants. And this will involve in him the very commitment, this will involve in him the punctuality aspects, this will involve in him the communication skills, all those things, attitudinal values, all those things will be inculcated when the student, is involved in the three-pronged system of linking the classroom instruction with the world of work. I hope you must have understood it.
Yes, sir, kindly repeat the third aspect.
Third aspect is linking this in the final year, final stage. We must send the student to the world of work with a definite problem, is a bigger problem. The totality of the knowledge and skills which has been imparted to the student should be given a project work which is of interest to the industry, which is of interest to the students, which is of interest to the teachers also, under the guidance of each teacher. It is not during summer vacation, it is a part and parcel of the curriculum. So this is a part and parcel of the curriculum. It means half of the semester, you will ask me again, what will happen to the syllabus? Syllabus is planned like that. Syllabus is planned like that. Actually it is existing in your programs, it is not being implemented properly. So therefore, I wanted you, through this lecture, through this interaction rather, I wanted you to kindly change your system of teaching learning in the colleges, whereby you planned an expository phase for them, you planned a task oriented phase for them, and you planned the problem solving oriented phase for them. Now once this will happen, it will take root, then each teacher will be linked with the workbench requirement, and our students will have those competencies which are required by the world of work, and they will have gainful employment. I thank you very much for listening me.